is 24 minutes after 6 o'clock on the great KSFO radio in occupied San Francisco. Let's go back to the most corrupt president. He was impeached, after all. Does anyone remember that? Impeached by the U.S. House of Representatives. For the wrong reason, by the way. He should have been impeached for Chinagate, not for Sexgate. Certainly not for Cigargate. But let's go back to Bill Clinton, who absolutely has no shame, and listen to the presentation to these individuals today, the Medal of Freedom, the highest medal next to the Medal of Honor. He's giving one to the extortionist Jesse Hy Jackson. Let's listen.
When I think of Rainbow Push, I think of two things. Rainbow means we've all got a place at the table. Push is what Jesse does when he thinks I'm not doing right. He has used his legendary prowess at persuading people to do things they are otherwise disinclined to do.
It's paid off handsomely for him. First-class silk suits, and he won't expose his income and where it comes from. People have been trying to find out for years where Jesse Jackson's money comes from and how much he pays in taxes, but so far without any luck. Fox News has been after this story for 6 months, and Rainbow Push Coalition won't expose the reality, even though they're a public corporation. Go ahead, let's listen.
American servicemen from the Middle East.
Yeah, he's a great hero, sure.
With his Wall Street project, he is forging the next frontier of freedom.
Let's stop right there. Wall Street project? That's like when Al Capone's boys went into bars and said, you buy your beer from me, or they broke up the bar. That's his Wall Street project. He went into Wall Street, Jesse Jackson, and he basically extorted the people of Wall Street, saying, you hire more minorities or you give me money, or there'll be a riot outside the building. That's the next road to freedom, according to Bill Clinton. Let's listen to this double talk.
Economic freedom, reminding us that when we limit opportunities for some Americans, we limit possibilities for all.
Oh, my double talk. Jeez. How much more can we take?
His work for years has been an inspiration to the New Markets Initiative that I have undertaken.
Let's stop right here. Wait a minute. Greg, do you have any of the vomit bags from the last flight I was on? Let's listen to the next award by your leader, Bill Clinton, to another great recipient of the Medal of Freedom today. Who else got one? Wesley Clark. Now, General Wesley Clark is a man, in my opinion, who should not have gotten the medal, but he's a war criminal. He prosecuted an illegitimate war that was not declared by Congress. They hijacked our military, mainly our airplanes, put NATO markings on them, dropped bombs from 45 and 50,000 feet because they wouldn't go into combat against the anti-aircraft of the Serbs. This is one of the great tragedies of our day, the war against the Serbian people, who were our loyal allies in World War II, vehement anti-Nazis in World War II. They saved our airmen in World War II. And all they were trying to do was hold on to a piece of their own nation called Kosovo. Instead, we went to war against the Serbian people on the side of the Muslim terrorists in the KLA. Listen to this now.
In March of 1999,
What happened? In March of 1999,
In March of 1999, as Slobodan Milosevic unleashed his army and police on the people of Kosovo.
Let's stop right there. That is the biggest lie. This man is like a Hitler. It's like a Goebbels. Clintler unleashed the NATO armies on the people of Serbia. This is an astounding revision of history. Go on.
General Wesley Clark, NATO's supreme commander, was given the first military mission of its kind.
Yeah, really?
Directing the forces of a 19-nation alliance to end a brutal campaign of ethnic cleansing.
Stop right there. Big lie. Giant lie. Go on.
The stakes were monumental. Almost 1 million people had been driven from their homes.
Lie number 4.
Solely because
Let's stop right there. This lying bastard. I really can't take it anymore. I don't know if I can listen to any more of this. The man is a distorter of history. What was going on was the KLA were murdering Serbian policemen. It would be the equivalent of Mexican nationalists in this country, in this state, starting to shoot our policemen in order to take over Southern California. And Slobodan Milosevic unleashed his military, mainly his police, as a matter of fact, to keep the loss of Serbia going to the Albanians in Kosovo. Kosovo was a part of Serbia. This is another big lie. I've never seen anything like this. How can he get away with this? With Seaman Wiesenthal, another holy man, sitting there without screaming foul ball. I don't understand this. But go on. Let's listen to more from the double talker.
Solely because of their ethnic and religious background.
Oh, yeah, the poor ethnic Albanians.
Success would save lives, strengthen NATO, advance the cause of freedom.
You mean the advance the cause of international socialism, don't you, Bill?
And unity in Europe. Failure would leave much of the continent awash in a sea of refugees.
Let's stop right there. There were hardly any refugees until the United States under NATO command started bombing the people of Kosovo. And tragically, 800,000 Albanians were forced from their homes, not by Serbian police, but by NATO bombs. Any military historian will tell you that it was a result of Wesley Clark's indiscriminate bombing of Kosovo that the Albanians were driven from their homes. Go on. I know this history better than you may think.
And end the 20th century on a note of helpless indignation in the face of evil.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like I'm helplessly indignant right now in the face of evil. Right now, listening to this guy.
Clark well understood the perils of the Balkans, for he had already played a vital role in ending the war in Bosnia and beginning the long process of building a stable multi-ethnic democracy in that country.
Stop right here. What they did was they stole land from the Serbs over there. The reason they stole Kosovo from the Serbs over here was to, well, why don't you go onto my site, Newsmax.com, and look up my article in November. And the title of the article is The Oily Tracks That Run Through Kosovo. I think that's a better place than here. It's a lot more detailed for those of you who want to know the truth. But let's listen to the rest of who writes this garbage? This is not history. This is propaganda. Listen to this propaganda.
As a strategist, a soldier, and a statesman, to wage our campaign in Kosovo. He prevailed miraculously without the loss of a single combat casualty.
Coward, let's stop right there right now. The Serbs are now being butchered by their friends, the KLA, and the U.S. isn't lifting a finger. Serbian men, women, and children are being butchered in their homes. Serbian farms are being appropriated. Serbian churches have been pillaged. Serbian monasteries have been taken apart stone by stone, and not a word out of this degenerate pervert in the White House.